Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and this is how to use Seismitoad. Now, Seismitoad has some really balanced stats, like, overall, pretty decent. That we have 105 in the hit points, so we're going to be able to survive moves pretty well, and then we have 75 in both defenses, so we're not going to be absurdly tanky, but we are going to be bulky enough to survive 2-3 hits, and then 74 on the speed. 74 speed means we're outspeeding a lot of base 70 speed Pokemon, so we do get an edge against some tanks, and we can speed creep into some other speed tiers if we really need to, so it's workable. The problem I see here is 95 attack and 85 special attack. The Pokemon, again, it's an identity issue. Do we want it to be a physical attacker or a special attacker? Good thing is we can be either of those, but the bad thing is we're not going to be impressive. We're not going to be super powerful with whichever one we pick, so that is something to consider. So overall, good stats, not going to be insane, but still pretty solid. Look at its typing though, ground water type. Beautiful, wonderful, amazing, beautiful typing right here. 4 times weakness to grass, that's it. We also get a nice amount of resistances. Poison, rock, steel, and fire, all going to be resist and the immunity to electric. Now Seismitoad also has water absorb as a potential ability. So if you run that, you also do gain water immunity. But I mean, really, it's just worrying about grass types. So if you have Pokemon to deal with grass types on your team, Seismitoad is going to be relatively safe, and it does have a lot of freedom right there. So let's go and hop into Pokemon Showdown and see how to use Seismitoad. So like I said, we got special and we got physical. Let's go and look at the special set first. Water Absorb Life Orb. The idea is you just go down swinging, that you use your high amount of bulk to just do as much damage as possible. Life Orb boost into Hydro Pump, Life Orb boost into Earth Power. Going to be some very powerful stab moves right there. And then we also get really nice extra coverage. Sludge Wave. We get Sludge Wave because we're also kind of a nasty Pokemon. We look at it, we get Poison Touch. So for physical sets, we can run the Poison Touch. So this Pokemon is a bit dank. And then we also have Grass Knot. Grass Knot counters out Seismitoad and like Swampert and Gastrodon. So just a little bit of extra grass coverage if you want to add to that. Not really too much else. Focus Miss, you can run it as always, but again, you're going to be playing with that accuracy, and it can cost you a game in some bad situations. Hidden Power Fire, if you can get your hands on it, can also be nice as well. The idea is, use Seismitoad. If you go out, you get that super effective Hydro Pump, that super effective Earth Power. With that stab and the Life Orb, you might find a KO. If you take some damage, you can switch out, switch back in on a Water type move, and then that keeps a lot of your Fire and Ground type and Rock type Pokemon safe, while also just having a decent pivot idea with a moderate amount of bulk that can heal up or just put out damage until it goes down. Now the interesting thing about the 32 speed EVs right here is going to be with Heatran. Heatran has 77 speed, so say it has like 4 EVs invested into speed, going to be at 191 at level 100, well then we just outboost it to 192. Now we do have to change this around if it is going to be level 50. So at level 50 that is going to be 98 for us, and at level 50 that is going to be 98. So that means we just need to go and at level 50 add a couple more points. So with 36 speed EVs we'll be fine, and that's just going to be the breakdown right there. It will be nice to outspeed Heatran, so that's what I mean by speed creeping into the next tier. That will outspeed 75 base speed Pokemon that are tanky and uninvested, and then we get some huge Earth Power damage onto Heatran, and that can be serious. We also have Hydro Pump options. Say it has Air Balloon or something like that, so Heatran will not be safe from us Seismitoads, unless it's like super speed invested, but tank Heatran we'll be able to deal with. And then there's physical Seismitoad. Now physical Seismitoad, kind of rough around the edges because, I mean, we don't get any kind of stab moves. Say we take off Drain Punch, do we get Waterfall? No. Do we get Aqua Tail? Wait, we don't have a tail, so that doesn't make any sense. So that means we are going to have to find other ways around it. We do get a Stab Earthquake, that's pretty nice, but overall I was thinking, let's just use Power Up Punch. Power Punch and Drain Punch, going to give us everything we need. After some time, 2 Power Up Punches mean we're going to boost into over 600 attack, and then that means we just go for damage after that. Drain Punch going to heal us up for just a bit. So I mean, say we Power Up Punch, they get poisoned, we knock them off after that. Could really be some serious damage, and that's why we have Citrus Berry. We Power Up Punch, we take a hit. We Power Up Punch, we take a hit below half. Then Citrus Berry is going to heal us back up. Then we can go for Drain Punch and start getting serious amounts of hit points back, or just look for the super effective or the best coverage move to use in this situation. We can also run the same set with Assault Vest and maybe go a little more bulk. If we go heavy on that bulk, we can go 1, 2, 3 Power Up Punches, something like that. And with the Assault Vest, it's going to be really hard to damage us in every way. So Impish Nature, drop that special attack, max out hit points, max out defense, boost our special defense up to over 270, and that's going to look pretty nice. So getting tanky in this situation, or we can also just give up the Assault Vest, go leftovers, and just kind of run a tank Seismitoad for setup options. Now with setup, we get knockoff, we also get toxic, so we can do a couple of nasty things like this. We do get access to stealth rocks as well, so we can set up stealth rocks, we can knock off items, we can toxic the opponent a bit if we need to, and then we still get another move, so we throw out the earthquake if we want to have physical, if we want to have special, we can have like, I don't know about Scald. Scald might interfere with toxic. The things to consider, as for the ability, water absorb will work best on the tanky set because you can switch it out, keep it for that water absorbing, and then you bring it in, gains a lot of health off that water absorb, so you can retain some tankiness in that way and still be a decent setup Pokemon. And then we also have doubles or just rain Seismitoad. Seismitoad, all of its abilities are useful depending on what you want to do. Physical, you can use Poison Touch, Water Absorb, well, that's just going to be good for almost anything else, and if you want to sweep or do a lot of damage, Swift Swim is going to work. So in double battles, bring Rain. Bring a Rain Dance Pokemon, bring a Pokemon with Drizzle, get Rain on the field somehow, and now your Swift Swim is going to be making you fast. Life Orb into other damage, going to be pretty nice, and we are going to be relatively tanky. So we max out our hit points, get a good amount of attack going for us, and we just play the field really well. So now we're outspeeding, we're removing items, we're getting stab earthquakes in, we're getting super effective poison jab, super effective ice punch, and it's all going to be damage off of the life orb. Now we can even get a little fancy with this. We can put in a power punch, so we take out ice punch, say we go power punch. Now we power punch into knockoff into earthquake, and that can be a lot of damage for quite a bit of time. Now if we have a damp rock on our rain setter, then this works in singles, or we can still find things to do in doubles. As for the speed EVs, I was thinking we invest 76 into them, that way we get 203, that times 2, 406, and then that means we outspeed 135 base speed Pokemon, which is most of the Pokemon in the game at that point. So we are going to find great amounts of speed if we play it like this, and then that still gives us a lot of good coverage options and just the way to play it. So Seismitoad, not going to hit insanely hard unless you boost into it, still going to be a pretty balanced bulk Pokemon, and it just has options. You can be a frustrating Pokemon to knock out, just go for raw special attack damage, try to set up physically and become sustained, or even play as a setup or some kind of rain sweeper. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. That's Seismitoad. I hope you all have a nice day. Thank you for watching.